Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Bhajagovindam. In the last satsang, we have completed up to the Sloka number 17. Just I will repeat once that same Shloka. Kurute Ganga Sagar Gamanam Vrata Paripalana Madhavadanam ज्ञानविहीन सर्वमतेन भजति न मुक्तिं जन्मशतेन भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते. Desire kills and need fills. Desire is a curse and need is a livelihood. Desire can come to anybody, like the disease can come to anybody. So, without exception of the either brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, or sannyasi, this desire can reside in their heart. So, more you desire, more you are in samsara. So the desire, the disease of desire can come to anybody. That is what here in this Bhajagovindam, last through 2-3 shlokas from the Jatilo Mundi onwards, we are seeing that you may do anything in the name of the tapas, in the name of the dharma, in the name of the karma, or in the name of yoga. All of them can only prepare you to come to the gnanam, the preparedness. So, I told in the last class in the conclusion the 5 principles of the Vedanta. One is the permanent peace and happiness and security is only possible by the moksha or the self knowledge. Moksha is possible only through the spiritual knowledge, and the spiritual knowledge is possible only through a systematic study of the spiritual education shastra from a competent living teacher. Very important. And systematic spiritual education one can do possible only if you are prepared for it. So that preparation can be done by karma yoga, upasana yoga, or the raja yoga or kundalini yoga, anything else. But to gain the gnanam, moksha, only you have to come to the gnanam. That is what emphasized, highlighted in the shloka. Gnana vihina sarvamatena bhajatina muktim janmashatena. You may go for tirtha yatras, you may do lot of pujas, you may do lot of social service, or you may do lot of yoga. All that, even hundreds and hundreds of lives, if you keep on doing without coming to the study of the scriptures and without knowing your own essential nature, there is no possibility of the moksha, liberation for you. Now, this knowledge is a created knowledge newly? No. Ourself The nature of the self, which is untouched by the desha kala avastha, desha kala vastu. So that is already there. Only we have to rediscover it. That's it. It is like this: somebody saw the rope and imagined, thought of the snake on the rope or a ghost on the post. Now, how to remove the imagined snake on the rope? By calling the snake charmer, by playing some music, or by doing Sirishasana, or by doing bhajana, or by going to Tirthayatra. No, only thing is you must know that it is only an illusion and imagined. That knowledge comes the moment that knowledge comes and the illusion disappears. Therefore, Vedanta says about the illusion, you can't do anything except knowing the illusion as the illusion. That's it. So we need not to call the Garuda Bhagavan to remove the snake from the on the imagined rope. Why? There is no snake at all. Why to call these people? Why to call the Garuda Bhagavan? How it is? How much this example is true? The same. We are imagining the upadhis and this entire world superimposed on the Brahman, which is my own essential nature, Sat Chit Ananda Swarupam. That's why here importance given to the Gnanam. So the external, uh, your appearance and your way of putting the dress, or whether you are in a Gruhastha or Vanaprastha or Sannyasa, that is not important. Let it be. They are all just for indicate and show that, oh, these are all the code of dress is there. But that is not enough if the inner mental renunciation or the inner mental understanding, if it is not there, so the external things are not important. The inner understanding, the status of the mind is more important for all this. So that is only negated here by saying the sannyasis, how these sadhakas are. One more thing you have to remember: in the name of the tapas, we should not torture our physical body. By torturing the physical body, you are unnecessarily torturing your own mind. Some minimum kind of restrictions are the disciplines, if you follow, that is enough. So, more important should be given to the internal, not to the external. Note this point. So, after seeing this thought in the 17th shloka, now further the 18th shloka. We must remember that only the first 12 shlokas only Bhagavan Adishankaracharya composed. All other shlokas, one is attributed, given by his close disciples. Some of these disciples' names are mentioned in the Shankara Vijayam and uh, that books, but how far they are true, we don't know. Some of these disciples' name only knows, but they are not very popular. Some four important disciples are including Arandagiri, another five. So Hastamalaka, Totakacharya, Sureshwaracharya, and Padmapadacharya, Anandagiri. These are all because they have written so many later on their own. They have written some, and then they have written some of them commented on the Bhagavan Adishankara's Bhashyam commentaries, sub commentaries they have written. So that's why they are very popularly we know. It doesn't matter whether which Sisha contributed the which shloka. Now let us read the 18th shloka. सुरमन्दिरतरु मूलनिवासः शय्याभूतलमजिनं वासः सर्वपरिग्रह भोगत्यागः कस्य सुखं न करोति विरागः भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते. Now in this shloka a contra picture is given where a person is free from the worldly desires, free from the material desires, because he knows very well this samsara is samsara. This life is called samsara. Samsara means samsarati, sarati, saranam. That means which constantly changes. That's why actually samsara means change of the a set, change from a set of situation to the another set of situations. That's it. Even the death also, again going to the another body and another kind of situations and all will come. So here we must know the real meaning of this samsara, constant, which is under the flux, change. That's why it is called samsaram. Samyak sarati iti samsaram. What is the nature of this samsara? Four important points we can see. One is unpredictable, unpredictable, and uncontrollable. We think that I have control. What control we have? Now see this week how the temperature and climate. So unpredictable, uncontrollable, and unsustainable. Unsustainable. So what these 3 points together convey the message to us? See, in this world, whether you are a astika or nastika, or whether you follow the spiritual path, or you belong to any religion in any country, or you may have a spiritual guru or teacher, whether you study or the scriptures or not, but in one way, if you really think, every one of us are having a guru. Every one of us are having a guru. How? Every experience of our life is a guru, teacher. That's why Swamiji says, who is not ready to learn from his own life experiences, how he can learn from a other person teaching? It doesn't mean that we should not have the guru, we should not go to the guru or study the scriptures. The point, please catch what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. So everybody is having a guru. How come? What way you can say sir like that? So simple. If you just little bit, if you can think enough, so anybody can think this way. The law of loss, the law of loss, LOSS, or I can say in this way, the law of impermanence. So, is it not enough by seeing this loss? Everything, whatever we possess, whatever we acquire, all we have to lose. Gradually, in the life, we will lose. So we keep on try to gain, but the process, the principle is a constant losing also happening. So to get the vairagya or viveka, what guru you need extra from the outside? This is this teaching. So Lord provides us the uh, he intimates us through many indications. Suddenly we can lose our possessions, we can lose our wealth, and much more than that, we all have to lose our health gradually. Health, losing the health means need not to get a big disease. See, gradually, that only we saw in the one shloka. Angam galitam palitam mundam. Yes, you remember that? What it means? Gradually, the parts of the body starts becoming weak. Every joint starts either making sound or they may become stiff. Then only we will know that we have the joints. Up to that, some 30, 40 years, we don't feel that. So it is indication that you are going to lose the control on your physical body, your own body, and slowly the the tooth will start fall, and the hair becomes gray, and hair also will fall. Then slowly like this, deterioration, loss, hearing loss, vision loss, appetite loss. So one after another, either this or that, it will randomly come to everybody. So it indicates and tells us, reminds us, see this law of loss or the law of impermanence. If you see this, that itself is enough for us to give the detachment from this material world. When I say detachment from the material world, body, mind, and the intellect, this complex, all these upadhis. So generally, pravritti we do, but how far we from pravritti means involving. But we must know how to withdraw also, and there we will feel pain. If you are not receiving this lesson from this law of loss, you will feel pain because nivritti, withdrawing from the attachment of the how many things? Possessions, relations, occupations, and transactions. Once again, I will tell possessions, relations, occupations, and the transactions. We have to withdraw. Nivritti, one day or other. But to when that situation comes, the occasion, the need comes to withdraw, we will suffer, we struggle because we have no this knowledge. So to strengthen this knowledge, so we are not able to learn from our own life experiences, then we need to take the help of a guide, guru. And the guru will have the shastra in his hand and he teaches. So shastra tells all this to make us more stronger. When it is necessary to withdraw, we must able to withdraw. Withdraw is necessary because the loss is happening. So the loss means it shows that you have to withdraw. You have to accept the things as they are instead of becoming miserable, instead of complaining. Then that person will be a happiest person in the world. That is the meaning of this shloka. Now present one. Okay. So this tells the Suramandirataru Mula Nivasaha. That only we read, no? Yes, 18. Shayya Bhutala Majinam Vasa. Sarva Parikar Bhavatyaga. What it is the meaning now? See the words. See, this is all need not to take literally as it is, only sleeping and living in the. This is not only said to the sannyasi. So some of these shlokas, if you look into it, they are talking only about the sannyasi. I told in the first day itself how many can become sannyasis, how many can take the traditional sannyasa. If it happens, happens. But mentally, many of us can live according to our age and the time. Internally, sannyasis. The internal sannyasa is more important than the external sannyasa. So here, sannyasis only can sleep in the temples or the under the shade of the tree. That is the meaning. Sura, okay, mandira. That there are so many temples in our country, big big temples. In the temples outside, there will be big shelters. So sleeping in the shelters, chowdhuries otherwise, or sleeping in the mm, under the trees and sleeping on the only floor because he's a sannyasi, he doesn't have any possessions, he don't bother, he cannot thought of them. So he happily sleeps under the tree on the floor as the bed. Bhutalam, Ajinam Vasaha, and wears a very simple one cloth. That's it. Here, Ajinam Vasaha means a deer skin. So these are all, oh, this is told to the only sannyasis. Of course, nowadays even sannyasis are not living like that. All sannyasis are living very sophisticatedly, but don't criticize or think about them badly because they are living in the bungalows. They are, because they are having a big, beautiful ashram, and they travel in a very costliest car. They travel in the air also. Don't think that they are only enjoying the life like that, but they are having their own mission. The gnanam is there inside, but for the sake of the society and the people and the public, they will work. Okay, but it is a time pass for them to do the God's work because whatever they learned and realized and their experience of this Gnanam, they will share differently, different Mahatmas. So we need not to worry about that whether they are living in the temple or on the street or under the tree. But this is what the description given those days when they are talking in the Kashi mainly, when Shankaracharya and disciples were living in the Kashi. That time only the shlokas or Bhajagovindam are composed. So in this way, Sarva Parigraha Bhoga Tyagaha, no possessions at all, except a small one bowl or kamandalu, which is used for drinking the water. That itself is for collecting the food. And Bhikshatanam. So happy Sarva Parigra Bhoga Tyagaha. To such a person, naturally, Kasya Sukham na karoti viragaha. If this kind of renunciation, detachment is there from the possessions and relations and the occupations and the transactions, who doesn't feel the happiness, sukham? This is a objection like kasya sukham na karoti. Why not he can enjoy? Definitely such a renounced person. So now let us take to our level. We are take it as we are grihasthas. Okay, no problem. It doesn't matter. But how your mind, whether our mind is so much attached and got the so much involvement, even after many we have seen the ups and downs in the life, and many things are going against to us, our wish and will and wish, our whims and fancies. And as just I told that the law of loss is going on. Even our very close known family members also They would may won't respect like before. Now, when you particularly become more old and not doing any work or going for a job or anything, no earning, and you are not able to move even, that conditions will come when the age goes grows. So we must accept all this. This is what the world is. But in spite of, that is important, in spite of all this kind of situations and the ups and downs, I have a inner freedom, inner detachment, emotionally. Physically we have to depend one of on each other for medical reasons or anything body need. But emotionally I'm not depending. For my happiness, for my contentment, for my satisfaction, I am not depending on anything and on anybody. If this is happens, then you are a Jivan Mukta, or you are a wise person, you are the Mahatma. That's it. We need not to keep any board or the badge. That you just check and become aware of your inner climate of the mind. So here it is questioning, why not such a person. That means less desires, less you are dependent. Okay, more desires, more you are dependent. More you are dependent, more you are miserable. You want to be a miserable person or like a happy person? We are talking here, this happiness is not because of something, in spite of everything. Be happy in spite of, that is important. So this typical example of the a renounced person told here, but we must take to our level now. In this context, in this situation, let me also learn to live with detachment. Enough of it. For my life, what I have supposed to do, I have done. I have completed my duties. Now let me focus my mind only on the self enquiry, only the meditation of the either God or the Brahman and the Japa. Why can't we involve like that? That is the purpose of this teaching. One day or other, everybody has to get the detachment, Vairagya. But this Vairagya should not be. As for youngsters and middle aged people, sir, gradually they also must develop it, because suffering and misery is there, it is common for everybody. Just as I told now, the pain of the loss and the loss of the law of the impermanence, this is common for everybody. Youngsters also will suffer, middle age, everybody having suffering. See that. And so it is, you enjoy, you be in the world, and but it don't take it for granted it is permanent. When you know that it is not permanent, then you won't depend on it. For example, when I know that the chair which I am supposed to sit on, if it is not a made up of a wood and the strong material, suppose if it is done by a thermocol, when I know it is a thermocol made up of thermocol, the chair, shall I will sit on in that chair. I know that definitely I will fall. Just like that, depending on this world, living in the world, using this material world, and enjoy the world, but don't depend on the world. Don't take them as a permanent thing. That's it. So if this understanding is there, then you have the vairagyam. Of course, this has to be increased and strengthened gradually. Manda Vairagyam, Madhyama Vairagyam, and Trivra Vairagyam. Because you want to accomplish your goal of the life, abiding in your own self, recognizing your essential nature. If that is the case, we must try for that. Everyone should try for that. So, if there is a dispassion, not depression, who won't get the ananda? Definitely. See, more you possess, more you become miserable. Less luggage, more comfort. You have to discover this. Few things we possess around us, how much we have to spend our mental energy and the physical energy to protect that, to take care of it, to repair it. Have minimum things. Don't keep on accumulating and increasing in the form of a fixed properties or movable properties, whatnot. Anything, even the lifeless materials. Some people are very much addicted to this, keep on accumulating the things. They won't use them, they won't throw them, they won't give to anybody. You can see around you, many people will be like that. So we have to check that whether I am falling in this any of these categories. And when we talk about this vairagya, it should not be a temporary depression kind of dejection. It should be a real vairagya. Arjuna in the Mahabharata warfield, he got suddenly vairagya. But it is not vairagya. He's talking like that he has no interest about the kingdom and this war and nothing. I don't want any comforts, anything. It is only depression, dejection. That's why Arjuna Vishada Yogam. That is not a dispassion yogam. Otherwise, we generally say Prasuti Vairagyam or the Smasana Vairagyam. I already mentioned before in some other satsang. So let them not be. Prasuti Vairagyam, the women, uh, what she gets at the time of delivering the baby, that Vairagyam is so powerful, few minutes only. Same way, whenever a person visits a burial ground and went to cremate the dead body, that time also that person feels so inside vairagyam, but it's only that's a fear and the depression kind of, not really. So the dispassion which comes because of the knowledge is the useful and powerful and strong vairagya that only can makes us to abide in the truth, not otherwise. So what is the final word? Physical comfort, possessions and relations are not the criteria for my peace and the happiness or security. That is the concluding meaning. In this, regarding this sloka, Bhartruhari quotes very nicely in Shubhashita, Bhogana bhukta vayameva bhuktaha. The desires never gets fully completed. One after another, the desires will go on crop up. They multiply. If you satisfy one desire, and 10 desires will stand in queue. It is like pouring the ghee in the fire to put off the fire. Is it possible? It will happen anytime. More you put the ghee, that means you satisfy, it will ask more and again, like that. So in fact here what he's saying, bhoga na bhukta. We are not enjoying the enjoyments or the fulfilling our desires. Actually, vayameva bhuktaha. The desires will eat us. That's why I told in the beginning, desire kills us. Tapo na taptam vayameva taptaha. We are not actually doing the tapas. We think that in the name of tapas, but finally we become disgust, we become tired, we torture our body own. And that's why, if you observe most of these tapasvis who have done a very physical torture and the great tapas, generally they will be a very angry type of persons. That's why they will curse somebody. In Puranas, we see those examples more. तपो न तप्तं वयमेव तप्ताः कालो न यातो वयमेव याताः कालो न yato vayameva. And we think that time is passing. Time is not passing anywhere. Time is not going. We go. We go. So time is like that only. But in the time, we think we are here, we are here, we are. But the time will be there only, but we disappear. Trishna vayameva jirnaah. These desires never gets completed or destroyed. Finally, we will feel disgusted in the life. What I have done now, I am like this. I am suffering with this. Huh? My life is like that, and I have a fear. What is going to happen after my death? Who will take care of all this? My wife, children, and property, and where I am going? What kind of life I will get? Body, all this kind of with sorrow, disturbance only. Most of the people will leave the body except the wise person. So, you want to be a wise or otherwise? Choice is ours. Next shloka. योगरतो वा भोगरतो वा सङ्गरतो वा सङ्गविहीनः यस्य ब्रह्मणि रमते चित्तं नन्दति नन्दति नन्दत्येव भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते. Now, after telling about that person who is having a dispassion and detachment, but he is very much active in the world and participating and joyfully uh, involving in the world, is a very much lovable to everybody. He loves everybody, very active, but still inside is very quiet and calm. That is here. So the extension of that thought is told here. Such a kind of person, wise person, we generally call Mahatma or Jivan Mukta. Whether he is surrounded by the so many pleasures and the comforts and all that, Yoga Ratova. Sorry, first is whether he is very much detached and staying in the cave or on the hills or only in the ashramam, Yoga Ratova. All the time he won't speak much, he won't see the people. So he is doing his sadhana yoga, whether he is a yogaratova or bhogaratova. There are so many surrounding comforts are there, enjoyments are there. Here, actually, these two words, one is talking about the sannyasi, whether you are a sannyasi or whether you are a grihastha. Yogaratah bhavati va or bhogaratah bhavati va or sangaratah or sangavihinah. You may be among the people or you may be alone, but without feeling the loneliness. So, contra pictures, whether you are a sannyasi, whether you are a grihastha, whether you have a children and family with you, or nobody is there, it doesn't matter. Then, yasya chittam ramate brahmani, whose mind is focused, not forgotten, and abided in the brahmani, on his essential own nature. I am the Atma. I am the Satchit Ananda Swarupam. I am the Brahman. And everything is projected and came out of me. Everything is sustaining in me, and everything is dissolving in me. Maye vasakalam jatam, Mayi sarvam pratishtitam, Mayi sarvam layam yati, Tad Brahma Dvayamasmyaham. Kaivalyopanishad. Very important shloka. That is the final conclusion of the Vedanta, we can say. So, yasya chittam ramate brahmani. That's why it is called actually brahmachari, means not that a unmarried person. Yasya manaha ramati charati brahmani sa brahmachari. Whether you are a gruhastha or whether you are a sannyas, these are all in the society, the segregations of the lifestyle and the stage of the life. But ultimately, if you want to be a wise, if you want to be a happiest person, and if you want to live in the same material world which is impermanent, but still you can discover your permanent nature, Atma. So one is permanent, and around this permanent me, Atma, every impermanent is happening, appearing and disappearing. So why should have to bother, worry about it? Let me just act without reacting. So that is the message here. Ramate chittam brahmanyasya. That's why it is very important for me to focus my mind all the time about my essential nature. Instead of knowing my essential nature, my biodata, real my nature, only I am running around or the running out, going out. That's why Mundakopanishad says, when parikshalokan karmachitan brahmanah nirvedamayat nasti akrutakrutenam. That akruta sthiti, the untouched, akarta, abhokta, aham, atma, that you will realize only when you are withdrawn from the krita, this doing. Doing also is a big disease. I have to do this, I have to do that. If I do that only, nothing. Don't do anything. All start undo. Swamiji says the spiritual life means not doing anything. Undoing is called spiritual life. Spiritual life means not gaining anything, losing everything. Spiritual life means not becoming something, to be as you are. Know it, do it, know it, seek it, and make it, claim it, that I am the Satchidananda Swarupa Atma. This is the truth. By abiding in the truth alone, Nandati Eva. He is the only happiest person. He is the only uh, sane person. All others are in the world are insane. Okay. So, very nicely about the inner detachment. So, be in the samsara, you cannot get away or run away from everything. Why to run away? Wherever you go, your mind is there. So, be wherever you are, and but hold on to the your core, your center, your swarupa. Don't just get lost by seeing the swabhava. Swabhava is belong to the prakriti. Swarupa is atma. Atma is untouched. Eka nitya sara satya vastu atma. I am that. It should be the continuous remembrance and the constant remembering and japa. So it is like this. The example generally given. You want to take the Ganga bath. Ganga is flowing so violently, and you know that Ganga bath will purifies me, and you are very much interested. But only one thing: hold on to the some chain, some rod, and dip in the Ganga and take the bath. It is just like that. Be in the samsara. According to Bhakti Shastra, we say generally the Lord always stands like this in every temple. Of course, two hands have the weapons, ayudas, and one hand looks down underneath. You know that enough of going here and there. You come to me, I will protect you. You come to me, take shelter. Otherwise, we say this way also. You have to do so many responsible duties as long as this body is there. We have to take care of this body. So karma unavoidable. But we say hold on with one hand the feet of the Lord and do the work what you are supposed to do. Do dharmic work, what you are supposed to do. For that sake only we are started studying the Sadachara. Sadachara teaches us what we are supposed to do to attain this knowledge, to abide in this self. So it is like that. Hold on to the chain and take bath. Enjoy in this world. But never leave the hand. Then will be washed off. Next shloka. भगवद्गीता किञ्चिदधीता गङ्गाजललवकणिकापीत सकृदपि येन मुरारिसमर्च क्रियते तस्य यमेन न चर्च भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते. So this spiritual sadhana practice should be gradually should be cultivated. It is not a taking one single dose. Huh? But one single dose all close. It should not be like that. Don't do anything over. Overdoing is always dangerous. Bhagavan says in Gita, Yuktahara viharasya yuktachestasya karmasu. Everything be moderate, Arjuna. Then only you can. Being moderate in everything is called yoga practice. Being balanced in all the situation is called yoga practice. Only acting without reacting is called yoga practice. Remembering constantly you are the Atma is called yoga practice. Surrendering everything to the Ishvara and not depending on anything except on yourself is called yoga practice. So, if you don't have this bhavana, so this bhavana should be cultivated slowly. For that, here the instructions are given. Little, you have to give the small doses. First instruction is about the Shastra. Shastra is so vast. Okay, how much vast? अनन्तं शास्त्रं बहुवेदितव्यम् अल्पश्च कालः बहवश्च विघ्नाः. Shastram is too vast, big, and there is so much to know, but the time is very short. Same time, the obstacles are too many. Then what to do? Shastra, Acharyas himself, they themselves advise yat sarabhutam upasidavyam. So you take the saram. You cannot read all the shastra. You need not to worry that I don't know the Sanskrit, I don't know the grammar, all these things. take one and read listen about one thing. So whether you know the language or not, no problem, listen sincerely from a one teacher continuously with shraddha bhakti. So upasitavyam yat sarabhutam. What is the essence of all that so many four Vedas and big big Puranas and Ramayana, Mahabharatam, so many are there. Listen as much as, but don't worry that when can I complete all this? Is it possible for me to listen everything to study? No, even simply to read also our life is not enough because each one is so big. Mahabharata is 1 lakh shlokas, Ramayana is 24,000 shlokas, Bhagavatam is 18,000 shlokas, Rigvedam is 10,000 shlokas. Like this, if you keep on seeing, don't feel bad about all this, but little, that is what it is said here. uh, don't have too much anxiousness. Vedanta goes one step further and tells later, even this attachment to the study of the Vedanta also we have to give up. Shastra studying also is becomes the attachment later, but not now. Okay, don't give up because we have not yet. When it becomes habit, that habit also should be left. But let it be habit first. This habit can remove all our old habits, replace the old habits otherwise. So Bhagavad Gita, kinchid adhita. Here that means not that read only little Bhagavad Gita. Little read, little listen, and try to assimilate and grasp the essence of it. So kinchid, even little, not one portion of the one part of the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, regular on regular basis, a systematic. Okay, don't take this. It is a symbolic expression. Even you read the Bhagavad Gita little enough. No, it is not said like that. It is little slowly, gradually for your capacity. Try to understand, involve in that, involve in that. That means what? Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. Taittiriya Upanishad says that never give up participating in the satsang. Never give up listening to the shastra. Never give up the shravanam, swadhyayam. So practice of regular uh, anything you want to practice correctly, any of your religion also, anything, we must know the philosophy of it, the theory of it. Then only we will do more with involvement. Like that, the essence of all the Upanishads is called Bhagavad Gita. One Bhagavad Gita, if you listen thoroughly, that is more than enough. But we won't do that. Again, we have to listen, not only once. It has got such a deep content essence of the entire, all the Vedanta Upanishads. So, Bhagavad Gita, Kinchid Adhita, even you start reading little, showing the interest. And if more listening, then more you get the interest. Same way, Ganga Jala Lava Kanika Pita. And Ganga Jala, even if you take a droplet of Ganga Jalam, this is also we should take it in a right sense. That means, see, to take Ganga Jalam or Ganga Bath, first of all, we have lot of respect and reverence to that Ganga Mata. And to go to the Yatra, to take the Ganga Snanam in Kashi or Prayaga, we have to go for Yatra. What is the meaning of Yatra? Yatra means tapas, real in real sense. But nowadays, with all comforts and reservations and everything, we will go to the Yatra and there also we'll fight. There also we'll see the only, we start make the complaints. That is not real Yatra. When we go to the Tirtha Yatra, any Punya Kshetra, Our attention should be on our mind and the God. Wherever you go, whatever you see, that is only the presence of God. So whether I am acting with devotion and dedication, or I am reacting with the hyperactivity, you have to check it. So tapas, there you live with a simple food, with this minimum comfort, then it will become tapas. That is what said here. If you go to plan for any pilgrimage, okay, nowadays also make it simple, less comforts, no luxuries, and see that 1 day, 2 days, how your mind is more engaged in the remembrance of the Lord, or about that Kshetram, Sthala Mahatmyam, or only your mind is running behind the cell phone messages and calls. You see now people everywhere in the temple also, queue also. What about the devotee? The Not only the devotees, the pujari also, who is sitting in the sanctum sanctorium nearby, he also all the time see the phone. And that should not be the practice. It's wrong. Check next time whenever you go, wherever you go. Okay, you need not to suffer there for food or anything. Take Kovil Prasadam, stay in a minimum accommodation, but let your mind should not focus on those things. So that is the opportunity. So in this way, even once you start practicing little, one day you go nearby place, enough. Like that, then another 2 days, 3 days you try to stay with minimum comforts. Don't expect anything there. Accept as they are and live at zero complaint level. Then, if you are doing, then Sakrudapi eva Murari Samarcha. Even once if you did the archana or the prayer to the Lord, this is also exaggeration again. That's why I told that we should not take all this as it is said there. It means Tirthayatra, tapas, and this regular puja. That kinchit we should take here also. Sakrut means here at least once in a day. That is the meaning. Not only once. Only once I did, sir, 10 years back. And afterwards, I live like animal. I live adharmically. I do whatever I want according to my whims and fancies. No, it's not like that. Sakrudapi ena means at least once in a day. So start the day in the morning by offering everything to the Lord, remembering the Lord. Oh Lord, this body belongs to you. This house is belongs to you. This entire world is belongs to you. I'm just an instrument in your hands. Please guide me. Make me to live as you wish. As you wish. Make me to do what you want to do through this instrument. In this way, with a good remembrance of the God and the prayer, at least once in a day, then that house will be a real temple. So we can make our own house as a temple. Generally, that's why we say morning and evening, 2 times at least, light the lamp and pray to the Lord. Then that will protect the everybody in the house, the children and the environment. So where the Lord is kept as the Yajamana of the owner of the house and remembered, then evil forces never enter there. That's why in the temple, no evil force will enter. So let us make our home itself as the temple by offering everything to the Lord. This owner of this house is my Ishta Devata. He is only running everything. And you see. Then what is the result here? It said in the sloka, Kriyate tasya yamena na churcha. For such a person, what three things? Whoever participate every day in satsang, listen to the little weekly once at least, and who have some kind of regulations and the niyamams in his life anushtanam, and then every day more, at least once remembering the Lord and offering the Lord everything to the Lord, and with devotion to such a person, He need not to face, he need not have any dialogue, encounter with the death, the Lord of Death, Yamadharmaraja. That means what? That person won't die? Not like that. The meaning is the Lord Yama is not only he comes in the form of death, he can come in the form of a diseases also. He can come in the form of a mental turmoil and disturbance also. So even though whenever this kind of miseries and disturbances and diseases may come, but I am not disturbed because I have handed over everything to my Lord. Why have to worry about the Yamadharmaraja? Nachiketa didn't afraid of Yamadharmaraja. He went and encountered the death and asked. Now another final one message I will give and conclude. The meaning of this is that when I attain my self knowledge, the Purna Gnanam, then in the moksha, where is the death? That is the real freedom from the death. Discovering that I am the deathless Atma, Satchidananda Swarupam is the only relief from the cycle of this birth and death. In next shloka, it is going to come. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. So let us conclude here with this shloka. Very important points we have discussed. Try to recollect and do Maranam. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Hari Om Tat Sat